Hello my crafty friends, it's Andrea from Prairie Sky Paper Crafts, your friendly independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Manitoba. Today we are continuing on with our 12 crafts of Christmas. I hope you enjoyed Stephanie's project yesterday. Today I am doing a faux wood burning Christmas tag. I'm using Nature's Beauty and I'll be using the fox on this one. And the sentiment that I've decided to use from this one is the little tiny season's greetings from Penguin Place, which I absolutely love. This is the cutest little stamp set. I'm also using Wonderful Gems just to bling it up a little bit. And I've got some paper already cut. This is Early Espresso cardstock, and I'm using this wood grain designer series paper from the In Good Taste paper pack. It's all textural elements, wood, stone, fabric. It's an absolutely gorgeous pack. Anyway, we are gonna get started, but first I want to show you, when you get the red rubber stamps, they don't come with the stickers on the back, so it is something that you need to do, but it's super easy. The way that I do it is I just simply peel off the sticker, or the protective backing, and then I just take my stamp and hover it over, press it down, and then lift it up. And you are good to go, because you can match up your stamp to the outline of the sticker. It will be a perfect placement every single time. Now, these are super tacky, so that they don't fall off your block. What I like to do is just tap it off on my hand a few times just to remove some of the stick. I have heard stories, it hasn't happened to me personally, but I have heard stories of people not being able to easily take their stamp off the block, and it can rip the rubber away from the foam. So this is just a little preventative measure. When you wash your stamp, you can always wash both sides of it, and then you'll go back to exactly the way it was. I've got a water painter here filled with a little bit of water, and I'm just going to get the water flowing on my, I always have a piece of either paper towel or extra stuff. Now I want to get this a little damp before I apply my ink, just to make sure that my ink is going to flow the way that I want it to. Now this is water-based ink, so it will, excuse me, it will move when you apply water to it. You're going to get it really good and juicy. If you have a Stamparatus, which is a stamp positioning tool, you could use this as well, and do a few different applications. Press it down, re-ink, press it down, just to build up the ink really, really well. I do have one, but I wanted to show you how to do it without the Stamparatus, because not everybody has one. All right, so there's our little fox. We're going to get the water flowing on our brush again, and you're just going to brush in one direction, just to kind of get that, you know how when you have wood burning, it's a little bit, it's not perfect, but you don't want to apply too much water, because if you do, it will bleed way too much. I'm just going to do one more little streak across. All right, now I don't want it, oops. I'm just going to give it a quick little blast with my heat gun, and then we're going to add some more ink just to kind of give it a little bit more of that wood burnt look. Now you can see that the paper is starting to waffle a little bit, so all I do for that is flip it over and let it dry from the other side. Now before you apply it to your card base, you're going to want to make sure that it is super dry, because if it's not, it'll lift up. The adhesive won't adhere. Okay, so we've got this guy done. Now I'm going to do, you can do two things. You can either push and get some ink onto the top of your ink pad, or my preferred method, because I don't have spectacular hand strength all the time is just to take a block and get some ink on the block. And then all I'm going to do is take this guy, pick up a little bit of the ink, and then just brush. Now, the more ink you add, the darker it's going to be, obviously. And then you can remedy that by pushing more water and then adding more water to the ink that's on your stamp block. And then it'll be more like an antique-y look. Just to give it a little bit more interest and depth. This is a really fun technique to do with a lot of different stamps. And again, you don't want to be too heavy with the water because if you are, you're going to end up with a great big smeary mess. And I'm just going to do a little darker at the edges. Oops. All right, so I think I'm good with that. I'm just going to wipe off my block because if I don't, ink is going to go everywhere. You could also do this with watercolor paper. It's a little bit thicker, but I wanted the extra dimension of the actual wood behind. Now, did I grab... I don't think I grabbed a tape runner. I've got about 1 million different projects on my desk right now. And, sorry about that. Okay, so I'm going to be using tear tape instead of my tape runner today. So I really do like this tape. It's double-sided, and you just simply tear it where or the length that you want it. Give it a really good push down. Now, because I have applied water to this, I do want to make sure that it's going to lay flat on my project. So I'm going to add a few pieces. The other thing that you can do if you want to make sure that it's super dry before you apply it to anything is just leave it overnight with something heavy on top of it, or just for a few hours, and then you'll make sure that it will be flat when you apply it to your project. But I want to get this done for you guys so you can see what it's going to look like finished. Now, I do have my tag topper punch that I'm going to use because it's a Christmas tag and we need to do that. Oops, a little bit too long on that one. So yeah, with the tear tape, oh, I should close that. Literally tear it and you're good to go. The tag that I'm using is 2 inches wide by 3 3/4, I believe. So I've cut this piece of designer series paper 1/4 inch smaller. So it's 1 3/4 inch by 3.5 inches. Okay, and I'm simply going to center it. Now I know I haven't put my sentiment on yet, but I will. Okay, give it a good push down. I like to flip it so that the stamp is going down on paper just in case there's something that's not completely dry, so that when I go to rub it, I'm not going to get fingerprints all over the place. Okay, so this tag punch has 3 different sizes. I'm going to be using the largest one, and all you need to do is simply feed it through, follow the guidelines, and then when you flip it through to the back, whoops, just line it up to where you can just see the paper, or you can push it all the way to the top, but I like to do it just to where I can see it, so that I've got a good bit of length left. And this is perfect for bookmarks, tags, whatever you want. I like to do just a little bit of a push just to make sure that it's exactly where I want it before I give it a good crunch down, and then push and pull it out. Now, you do want to make sure too that your fingers are nowhere near this part, because if it pinches, it will hurt, and it does leave a blood blister, because been there, done that. Okay, so there's our tag. Now we're just going to add our little sentiment. Happy happy holidays. Here we go. And then we are going to add some wonderful gems. Because this is more in the neutral tones, I am going to add the gold, the clear and the gold. Okay, happy birthday. Oh, you know what? Why not? We don't need tags just for Christmas. Thought it said happy holidays. It actually says season's greetings. It's all good. All right, now we'll do our wonderful gems, and with our handy take your pick tool. I love this thing. I use it so much. I'm just going to do random little dots. I like to do odd numbers. Put one up there. And then I would do either, actually probably gold. What's the word I'm looking for? Baker's twine for this. But any ribbon would be really pretty. This is the glittered organdy ribbon. Organdy, I don't know. And then all you need to do is feed it through. And you can either tie it in a little knot or feed it through and just kind of loop it. So there you go. There's our project for today. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to hit subscribe down below if you'd like to be notified every single time a brand new video comes up. And be sure to pop over to my Facebook page and my VIP group too, where I have lots of cool ideas and fun and games and prizes. Thanks for watching, and I hope you have a great day.